Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bayonetta 2 walkthrough. It's time for Chapter 12, The Lumen Sage. You may be wondering why on earth is this part so short? Well, it's because it's another boss chapter. And it is absolutely wonderful. A little bit of a pain, but still pretty damn awesome all the same. Now, quick little thing, Alruna, which is our whips. Basically, it's very similar to Alrune, it's just basically there for the Mandragora and Mandrake stuff. Now, Diomedes, which we are riding on right now in what is probably one of the most awesome sequences in the game, to the absolutely beautiful friendship, which was played in the original game when you were Jeanne riding up the bloomin' rocket with Jubileus on top, on a motorcycle that was going up in space. It was a beautiful moment. But Diomedes is the name of an ancient Greek warrior who participated in the Trojan War and kind of was in the Trojan horse that laid siege to Troy. And because of that, he was condemned to the 8th circle of hell in an inferno. And also there was a giant, I think, of the same name, who possessed 4 powerful man-eating horses, which are part of the labours of Heracles and Hercules / stuff. So, quite like the reference here to Diomedes, it's cool. And also a quick fix from when we were fighting Alrune. It's also kind of, Alrune is the German word for mandrake or mandragora, and in the Book of Genesis it's to do with fertility properties that can help women conceive children, and yeah, so there's the mandrake stuff. So that's partly why she's called that. Now, if you want a good chance of getting a good ranking on this chapter, do well here. Like, a single hit is enough to drop you, well, it's very easy to fall down in the rankings by getting hit numerous times, because speed-wise, time-wise and combo-wise, you should be fine as long as you hold forward and kill everything. So the main thing you'll be worried about is damage. 1 hit will obviously immediately knock you to a platinum. 2 hits, I think, drops you down to a gold, so you've got to be on it. But now we get this absolutely beautiful cutscene.
He still owes me some answers.
Your impudence will cost you your life, witch.
So you're saying diplomacy has failed, then?
Wonderful 101 reference! Ahoy!
Surrender, or it will be more than your mask that you lose.
Umbro, witch. Or shall I call you Bayonetta?
That seems to be what people call me these days.
Very well then, Bayonetta. You shall be the first Umbro witch to die at my hand.
And if you hadn't figured it out by this point, the Masked Lumen stage is a young version of Boulder. And we begin our final fight with him to the absolutely phenomenal return of You May Call Me Father, which was a phenomenal song in the original game, and it's still phenomenal here. I do kind of maybe slightly wish that they could, you know, have gone with a slightly newer song and use this somewhere else, but oh well. Now, something that's really weird is that I find this fight with Boulder actually easier than his earlier fights. I don't know, he's not quite as combo breaking happy. I guess because he's kind of flying around and all that. But it's still a wonderful, wonderful fight. And if you manage to get through this fight without getting hit, you get a bewitchment. So, good luck with that. I'm going to attempt to get it in a certain run of it, but not in this main run, because I'm not that good. I'm dropping it down to easy to try and get that one. Now, while I am totally fine with Masked Lumen Sage being Boulder, and it does create some really interesting stuff when we get later on into the story. I mean, we're nearing the end now, but it gets really interesting. I just wish that they hadn't made it quite so obvious that it was Boulder. Like, I mean, the second you see the eye glow, that kind of slightly gives it away. But then also the lipstick. It's just like, well... that kind of makes it obvious. Because, I mean, I remember when they first showed off the Masked Lumen Sage, everyone was just like, ooh, who is this? I think some people were just like, could it be Boulder? And obviously it turned out to be, and it's kind of like, just, maybe would have liked a little bit more of a surprise. Because had this reveal happened and, like, it had been kept secret, that would have been just mind-blowing and amazing. And I suppose for anyone who hasn't played the original Bayonetta, like, this would be surprising, and also they wouldn't know what the significance is, so it's kind of like, but either way, this is cool. I have to say, it's not quite as spectacular as the final battle with Jeanne in the original game, because that was just out of this world. But it is still pretty spectacular.
This is impossible!
Little one?
Where am I? Bayonetta! Get away from me!
Somehow I got a platinum on that, I don't quite know how. But that's chapter 12 done and dusted. And that's just such a beautiful platinum. I'm very happy with that. But yes, it's time to move on to chapter 13, where the plot starts to go a little bit nuts.